Hello, this is Pack Your Bags with Tui, and I'm Russell Kane, the podcast where we dig through celebrity suitcases one item at a time. Each episode, I'm joined by some of the biggest names from the world of sport, food, entertainment, medicine, and more. They're going to share their 3 must-pack travel items, from oddball keepsakes to brilliant travel hacks. Each item offers a glimpse into how they view the world, whether they're living the high life in 5-star comfort or surviving on a campsite. Mostly it's the first one, I'm not going to lie. It's not just about unpacking our guests' luggage. Okay, maybe there's going to be a bit of emotional baggage too. We're also sorting out your travel dilemmas. Listeners have sent dilemmas in, and we have a go at solving them with the help of my guest. And to polish it all off, we end with a quick fire round that really puts them in the hot seat. So there's only one thing left to do. Enjoy the episode. I'm joined by a 5-time gold medal and also 10-metre swimming certificate when she was little. Retired,
and the 5-metre as
and
well.
the 5-metre and the jumping in initially.
Yeah, the starfishing.
The armbands champion. Retired Paralympic swimmer and BAFTA documentary maker, Ellie Simmonds.
Hello.
Welcome to Pack Your Bags with Tui. How are you doing today? You all good?
Yeah, no, I'm really good, thank you. I feel like I'm on a plane with this backdrop.
I know, you'd be worried though if you saw a mountain and then a beach that quickly in succession.
But I'd love to go there, to that beach.
Yeah. Where is that?
Well, it looks like the Seychelles, does it?
I think it's Blackpool.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We could just pop up there, couldn't we?
So you just come straight from a hospital, right? So what are you up to at the moment?
Yeah, so currently making another documentary. It's, again, very emotional. It's very, thought-provoking, really just, wonderful to be part of. I think, I'm a swimmer. Well, not a swimmer anymore. I've been retired for years, but...
You can still swim, though. You don't forget,
I can,
do you?
yeah. But, no, I'm really lucky that I got the opportunity now to do some stuff that's close to my heart and things.
So, Ellie, you're here to chat about your travel experiences.
Yeah.
You brought your 3 must-pack items to show me. But I want to ask you, first of all, have you been travelling anywhere recently? Got any trips coming up?
Literally just got back on Friday night.
Where from?
Went to Lanzarote. There was 5 of us in total. We're all ex-athletes, and we just thought a week of trying to get fit. So we went to this sports facility where athletes go and triathletes, Ironman people, everyday people go just to get fit. So we did lots of sport.
In Lanzarote?
Yeah.
I associate that with really nice hotels, cool black sand beaches, bit of sunshine.
But no, it was a week of cycling, trying to, CrossFit I did, pickleball, paddle, swimming, gym. I did everything. So I feel like I've come back and I feel like
a
bit of a tan. Another holiday, literally. By Thursday I was like, I'm done now. I need an Irish coffee.
Were you all inclusive or was it pay as you go?
It was pay as you go. Yeah. I'm not really an all-inclusive person.
Really? What's that?
I do like sometimes going. I think, when was the last time? Actually, that was a lie. The last time I went was in September. After the Olympics and Paralympics, me and my best friend, we decided to do a week in Greece, just all-inclusive. Lots of cocktails, lots of just chilling.
When my dad was alive, he was like the all-inclusive champion. We'd warm up, we'd train for weeks, stomach stretching exercises.
Oh yeah, and drinks and all that.
As my brother would continue eating, James. I'm allergic to king prawns. EpiPen, continue. It was just eat until we were in profit. That was my childhood.
Gosh.
Yeah, all-inclusive champions. Do you want to answer some listeners' dilemmas?
Oh, I'd love to.
Because I've got some travel questions from listeners. So see what we make of this one. Dilemma number 1. I'm a nervous flyer, but really want to travel, especially long haul. How can I make the experience more manageable?
Do you know what? I'm actually a nervous flyer as well. I never used to be, but it's since COVID.
What's made you nervous?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think
it's one of the COVID symptoms we didn't know about. I've got no taste and I'm terrified of flying.
I used to fly all the time, everywhere, and not get nervous.
Really?
But now, I feel like it's the being out of control. I'm in this metal can, and that's what one of my things is that I've brought with me is polos.
Right. So we'll get onto that in a minute.
Well, I'll stop saying that, but
everyone's now fascinated thinking you got a polo stick or something you're going to hit me around the head with.
Yeah, so I work with my therapist with the flying now. My tips are just to acknowledge those feelings. I've got to pretend that they're there, and I've got to visualize them going away in a stream, and also to use distractions as well. So I I never play Candy Crush.
Can you not just watch a film? I mean, famously, there are films on aeroplanes.
Yeah, no, I do that as well. And
then
play Candy Crush, talk to people, distract my mind, and just breathe as well. And just think anxious feelings is excitement. We just perceive it in a different way.
It's interesting that it's come on later in life, though, because normally it's a childhood experience.
I fly all the time, like 15-hour flights, but I still it's that first hour, like, do you know when you're like gripping on and like you're sweating and stuff? Yeah, that's just, and I'm just breathing. But yeah, so I know how it feels, but just, you've got to go through it.
Like when you've got a bit of insomnia, you sort of laugh in the face of it, going, well done, continue to come thoughts that are trying to stop me falling asleep.
Exactly.
And then you fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
You face the monster.
Yeah, and breathe, have techniques to distract your mind. Also be aware that that's the feeling that I'm feeling. And also like anxious feelings of excitement. It's just our body perceiving it in a different way. So you've just got to say that you're excited.
So not, as my Uncle Darren suggested, 9 sambucas and go to sleep.
Where's your favourite place that you've ever been?
Well, I'm definitely like both types of holiday. I can be just as happy in the Indian Ocean with a stack of books and do nothing for 2 weeks, even though I'm quite a hyper person.
Yeah.
I'm so hyper that I'm ready to recharge.
Are you?
Particularly if I've been touring. But I can also backpack on, put a tent up, exploring nooks and hidden gems.
I love that.
I call them Hillary holidays.
A Hillary holiday.
You ever meet someone called Hillary with a grey bun? Yeah, we're going up to the ruins tomorrow. We're getting up at 5.
With the backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were competing on the global stage from the age of 13. You've been flying all over the world. What was it like seeing the world at that age? I mean, I'd been to Menorca twice by the time I was 30 because my dad saved up for 10 years.
Do you know what? Like, it's weird, isn't it? Because I've travelled so much, but when I was a swimmer, we would only get really like the last day being a tourist. The rest of the time, all we would see is the airport, the hotel and the swimming pool. So even we've been to all these places, but I wouldn't say I've been to them. We have like normally a day after the competition or day after doing something like traveling. Like we went up the Sugarloaf Mountain in Rio and like we did the Great Wall of China and all those. So actually I have been.
I just dropped those in. I just went up one of the highest mountains and walked a structure that's visible from space. But other than that, I don't do much.
I know. No, so I have like, so I would go back to school and say, where's your summer holiday? Yeah, so I did have good summer holidays actually, to be fair. Like going to China as a 13-year-old or South Africa.
The pressure of competing probably took the...
Yeah, but I love pressure. And I look back now and I think as a 13-year-old, I didn't feel that pressure. Whereas later on in life with London and Rio and Tokyo, you feel it more because you've got that pressure and you can feel the emotions of everything.
It was also once a certain number of things have gone wrong, not so much can go wrong when you're 13, but by the time you get to 22, 23, you're like, I didn't win that one. Am I all right? All right, that joke didn't land. I've had 2 nights where that joke didn't land. I've lost it. I finally lost it.
We're our worst enemy sometimes, aren't we, with our heads and things, like thinking about things. But yeah, when you're young, for me, it was like just going to another competition, not really actually thinking I'm competing in front of the world. Then again, I was 13 going on 30. I wanted to be older as well, even though I was still a kid.
And it stays that way. Yeah. Eventually you'll be 60 wishing you're 30.
Do you know what? I've just turned 30 and I feel...
Oh, you've had it. Now you're 30 going on 30. You've got 1 year where you actually feel comfortable.
But do you know what? I feel like I'm mid-20s.
Okay, so let's crack open your luggage. What's your first essential thing that you have to travel with?
So, polos.
What's this all about?
So my friends know. Do you know when sometimes you book a flight and you can't sit next to your friends or you're sitting on your own?
Well, I fly too. So it normally runs like clockwork.
Oh, brilliant. Are you aisle or window seat?
It's whichever. I always get what I want. I just log on to the really easy TUI interface.
Oh, brilliant.
Can I have another free stay, please?
Well, if I book, I'm always aisle because I like to see what's happening because I don't like to look out the window.
There's a real division between aisle and window people.
Yeah, I'm aisle. I like to get out. I like to see what's happening. Whereas window, you have to look out, don't you, into like...
But I've got a thing about like if I need a wee, I don't want to have to ask someone, oh, can you move? I need that. I want to manage my own bladder. If I want 5 wees in an hour, that's my business. Because
then you could stand up and you go to that toilet.
It's my
instead
business.
of having to think about climbing over people or asking or tapping.
So how does this link to polo?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Do you dish them out on the way there?
No,
like
I do.
Bill Gates with a mosquito net.
Literally, I do. So when imagine we're sitting next to each other.
Oh great, where are we going?
We're going to Madagascar and I'm getting a bit nervous, getting a bit anxious. I bring out my polos and I'm like, would you like a polo?
I'm not going to fall for that one again, Ellie.
It helps to distract my mind from flying.
Aw.
So it opens up conversation. So my friends always laugh at me. They're like, Ellie, we're bringing out the polos yet? And I'm like, yep, I've brought them out. And then I start chatting to the people. Even if they don't want to chat, I'm always asking questions.
I'm going to try that next time. I'm going to try like handing out some sweets on the
they do it.
I'm guessing it's going to be received different when I do it. Did you have any normal holidays as a kid, or were you always travelling somewhere amazing to compete? Or did you ever do a Butlins or a Menorca? Or
we didn't travel like that. Like, my parents only started flying when I started racing. We were always had a caravan in Wales. That was our holiday. Like in Tywyn and Abu Dhabi, mid Wales, we used to go to the caravan all the time. So I never actually, I think 2006 maybe even was my first time going on a flight.
Solo travelling, I've done it myself. Most people listening or watching will be amazed by solo travelling because it takes a lot of courage. I think particularly if you're a female, to get on an aeroplane on your own and just see what happens. I spoke about this in series 1, but I'd had a bad breakup, spun the globe, and I went, wherever my finger lands, I'm going there on my own for 2 weeks. And I went somewhere in Africa and I hitchhiked and I poked and I had the best time.
It's the best, isn't it?
But what provoked you to start doing solo traveling, and what do you get from it?
Do you know what? I get like the confidence of being okay being on your own. And I feel like when you solo travel, you can do things on your own terms, but also it gets you out your comfort zone, doesn't it? And I think for me, it gave me so much more confidence of being all right on my own and, again, meeting new people. Yeah, I think that moment of confidence is a big thing.
This one fascinates me. What do you do at meal times? Do you always seek out someone to dine with, or can you quite happily sit in the hotel restaurant on your own doing a stare forward eating?
Yeah, sit on my own.
Stare forward, or do you have a cheeky film going on a device? For example, I had lunch on my own today on the way here, and I can't just do a stare forward. I had to have a bit of walk forward.
I'm just trying to think, what have I done? I'm a mix of both. Yeah. But again, I'm quite a nosy person, so I like to be able to hear what's happening.
But do you ever end up like randomly dining with someone you've met on that holiday, or?
No, but I chat to people, definitely. I've had some really deep conversations with people eating at restaurants.
Okay, let's move on to item number 2. What's item number 2?
So, do you like coffee?
Do I like... We're going to talk about what is right next to me in a minute, because
really?
I think we've just cemented our lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
If that is what I think it is.
It is. So this is an AeroPress.
So you don't compromise on coffee when you're travelling?
Oh, gosh, no. Literally, I live off coffee.
The hairs are going up on my arm to meet a fella. Because everyone here... Right here in these studios, we're recording this. I can see them laughing at me because we're in a well-equipped studio with a brilliant kitchen. And do you know what I brought with me? My own coffee in a tub and a self-plunging.
You've got a self-plunging
mug, an AeroPress mug.
Wow.
It cost me £9. Goes everywhere around the world. I put the coffee inside, I plunge, and then...
So do you take your own ground beans?
Yeah, I take my own ground coffee with me as well. Take no risks.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm exactly like you.
Has anyone ever met the Ellie Simmonds before her first coffee? And what is she like?
No, literally. Even like this morning, I woke up super early to have a good coffee. Me and coffee, we're like best friends. I could have it double shot. I could have it black. I could have cortado, latte, everything.
I love an Ellie cortado.
Oh, Ellie cortado.
Ellie cortado. That could be your rapper name.
How do you have a coffee?
I just really strong, plunge it there, drink it black. And the other reason
do you drink it black?
Yeah, the other reason is the type of jobs you and I do. You get somewhere, we will get you a coffee in a bit. Sorry, we've got access to a kettle. Someone's going to go out and get you coffee. Babe, just leave me to the hot water. I've got everything I need. Yeah. You can't no coffee me when I'm packing a plunge.
Like, do you know what the best coffee I've ever had? I literally...
Where were you in the world?
I was in Ethiopia.
What were you doing there?
So I was actually, I was on the way to Madagascar.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a long layover. So I went out and, do you know when you can feel that coffee?
Yeah.
Literally, and Vietnam as well. Vietnam was amazing coffee. It's quite sweet, especially Vietnamese coffee.
Oh, don't they do it with the condensed milk in there? It's got a name. I can't remember. It might be Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah, just like
that's it. You've solved it again, Poirot.
We'll just say Vietnamese. Yeah. I think it is, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. I think we're overthinking
You said a fancy name, but we'll just say Vietnamese coffee, yeah. Like, so I love like going to travel places and trying out their coffees, but still, AeroPress, coffee is just...
My respect has gone through the roof.
I love my coffee machine at home as well.
So I've got to ask you about travelling with a disability. Do you have massively different experiences depending on which country you're in?
Do you know what? No, I've not really noticed. So went to Japan last year and I noticed that was good for accessibility. But you know what? I think I've lived a life where I just adapt, and I don't notice different things or stuff like that. So yeah, traveling, for me, it's just traveling just to see this beautiful world and meet wonderful people.
Okay, so but over time, because you've been traveling since you were 13, as we've established, you are now dirty 30.
Yeah.
Have you seen a change in how the world perceived disability in that time? Or is it because you've got an amazing outlook? Have you always felt that way when you travel?
Yeah, I think I've always felt like an amazing outlook. Again, I think maybe it's just how I'm raised. We're very much... Again, being with lots of different siblings, and two of my sisters also have disabilities. So I'm just aware of disabilities. So I don't look out for it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think for me, when I travel, I should be used to it by now. I should actually travel with a stool so that I can, in hotels and places, not have to climb. But I think just because I'm so used to climbing and do you know when they put towels really high and then you've got the dressing gowns really high as well?
So you're just sort of wet the whole sopping wet.
Yeah, I'm used to being in water.
I love the world's a wonderful place. Oh no, I've got the flu again.
Yeah. So, but I just adapt in my own way.
I've been told you connect with members of the global dwarf community. That's not a phrase I've even heard. So what is that and why is it important to you?
Again, I think it's that identity, isn't it? I think it's having people similar to you. It's such a difference. But also I think being part of the dwarfism community, and also for me, I've got these amazing opportunities to raise awareness of disability, not just in the UK, but in the world as well. And I feel like there's a massive honour to help people like myself. So yeah, just to meet lots of people all around the world with the similar condition to what I have is just something that I love to do.
There's the two competing things going on. Well, we want to see people to want them visible, but the ultimate version of that would be to just see people.
Yeah, I think it's getting better and better now, but I think there's still so much more awareness that needs to be done. And again, I think the power of TV, representation, is so important. Maybe as well, I've been brought up with so many different disabilities being on the team, but I just see them as people, personalities. Some of my best friends have got disabilities, but I don't see them as a person with a disability. I just see them as them.
Okay, so I noticed something else interesting.
Yeah. So my Polaroid camera. I am a photo person. All my friends know that when Ellie's got her camera, it's photo time. I think for me, photos are memories. And I've got them lots on my fridge with all my magnets that I collect when I travel. So I'm one of those people that when I go traveling and to all the different countries, I collect magnets as well, but also got loads of Polaroids.
But talk me through why Polaroid. Is it because the instantness, are you very impatient, or do you know that? Because the problem, I suppose, filling your camera roll with thousands of photos, will I ever look at it?
I've got loads on my phone as well.
But the Polaroid is,
I think, more personal. It's that one opportunity. Also, I've got 6 left on this roll.
You know what's going to happen in a minute, don't you? Someone's going to pop off a Polaroid.
Yeah, but I feel there's that instantness, isn't there? And then you've got it on, there's always that nice feeling of having something tangible.
We're losing touch with that, aren't we? With a lot of digitization of things.
Literally, but also my friends know that one of them would have been my phone, because do you use the timer on your phone for photos?
I have to. When you're solo traveler a lot, the amount of times I'm chilling. Who took that? I took it of myself because I've got no friends.
And it's just your face.
Yeah.
I've got so many photos that are on timer. But yeah, Polaroid is just nice, isn't it? I love Polaroid photos. They make such a difference.
You can hear it, listeners. We're touching it. So it's a real thing in the real world. It's beautiful, that, isn't it?
It's a bit ASMR-y, isn't it?
I love that. Here we are with Ellie's Polaroid camera. Travelling with friends then, what's your ideal friend's holiday?
So one of my best friends, Liz, we go everywhere together. We've been to Bali, we've been to Vietnam. We have some very funny stories of being in Vietnam together. Well, when you do the whole of the country, you go from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh.
I don't, but my mum has done that holiday.
Has she?
My mum did.
And she's done everything.
She did the Hanoi and then did the beach bit and Ho Chi Minh. So my mum went on that trip.
So we decided to go on a sleeper train, which was like 16 hours.
Whoa.
And we decided to hold our bladder for 16 hours because we didn't want to.
Is there anything you can't compete on? And the bladder holding champion.
Literally. And I remember, like, we did the sleeper thing, you know, when you do bunk beds.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to go to sleep at the top and there was no ladder. So my friend, Liz, she creeped down and like hooked me back up. And
your
then
friend
also
threw you into an upper bunk in Vietnam.
Yeah, she did, literally.
Do you know, you do realise what an excellent sitcom scene that would make.
Oh, she's the best. Like, literally. Oh.
You love that sort of fizzy belly, where are we going to go tomorrow adventure?
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those. Like, backpack, where are we going to wake up to? I'd love all inclusive and all that, but I'm definitely more of an adventure.
Have you ever, and I have done this once, gone to bed and not known where you're going to go the next day, woken up and decided over breakfast what you're going to do next? I was in Italy with an ex. We woke up, we were in the tent. And we just went to the train station, went to Austria that day. We could have gone somewhere else. We just went.
Do you know what? No, but I would love to do that.
It's amazing.
Oh, I would love to
If you're in a country with trains as well, where you can just jump on the train.
I would love to do that. We're planning that in June, actually, to do a camper van holiday in Australia. That's what.
Where should we go today? Let's drive 6 hours. Oh, we're still in New South Wales.
Literally. And I'm going to take my pedal extensions with me as well so I can drive. So
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's amazing driving now all around the world. It's like I can take my pedal extensions, or cars do like hand control, so I can drive anywhere.
So you travelled a whole year before the Tokyo Olympics.
So after Rio, I think I had this moment in 2016. You know, I'd done all I could in swimming, did my growing up. I went to Beijing 13, London 17, Rio 21. And I missed out on all that growing up. So I started off in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
I love San Francisco.
Yeah, I've been there. It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. I went to Mexico.
Whereabouts? All over?
I actually just started in the Baja, the peninsula.
Yeah, that's a bit trickier to get to that side, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was beautiful. We went and dived with whale sharks, so that was incredible. Where else? I went to Vietnam with Liz. I went to Thailand.
Wow.
Went to South Africa. Gosh, went back to China to explore there since Beijing. Love South Africa. And went Madagascar.
Yeah, South Africa's long flight, but no time difference, isn't it?
No,
so
it's
you're
amazing.
You're straight on it. So you go
I love South Africa. I was working for a charity out there, volunteering for a month. So that was amazing to give back and just to be around conservationists in the ocean. So yeah, I just love traveling.
It's good because if you do a job that's got so much traveling in it, you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah,
because you're like most of it's like 10 seconds of racing and then 18 hours of traveling and 4 weeks of living in a camp.
Do you know what? I feel like jet lag doesn't get to me.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm so used to it.
I think if you love traveling though, the excitement, because you fly to America, like we've just got to stay awake till 11. I'm like, I'm buzzing. Do you know what I think we don't do enough as adults? We don't retain that childlike excitement. It's like, particularly if we're British, like I was just with Tui at the airport the other day and the kids are, we're going on a plane. Why do we lose that as adults?
No, maybe I should, when I fly, go with some kids to get excited.
This is the quick fire question round.
Yeah.
Now, we have had several athletes on, and the record for getting through these is 9.6. No, I'm joking. I'm just winding you up. I'm winding you up.
I love competition.
There is no time record on the quick fire. Your face then, there wasn't a smile. The colour drained. I was like, right, do not wind her up. Okay, shoes on or off on the plane?
Off, but then I change into sliders. I could not walk around barefoot.
Yeah, barefoot in the toilet. If a sock absorbs, that's the rest of your flight.
Yeah.
What's your go-to holiday Insta caption?
Oh.
Like hashtag best life or
hashtag travel.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hashtag adventure.
Yeah, you're an adventurer. What's the best souvenir you've ever bought?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying to go back to my
make sure it's legal. Don't say like a brick out the wall of China. Oh, wait a minute. Shouldn't have brought that back.
I'm trying to think. Do you know what? I'm really boring. I just bring magnets back. Yeah, so a magnet. That's what I don't bring really souvenirs back.
No.
Yeah, I'm more magnets.
You leave it on the road, man.
Yeah.
Biggest travel ick.
This is a
Sounds
good
like
one.
shoes off on an aeroplane.
Yeah, that could be one. Definitely. Can I come back to that one?
Of course. Yeah. Well, it might be the next one. Do you clap when the plane lands?
No.
Biggest travel-ick?
Yeah.
Clap 'em when the plane lands. Done them both.
I don't like it when you queue to go on the flight. I'm always last. I'm like, you've got a seat, so why are you queuing?
So once when me and Lindsay were boarding, it was about to board and everyone was like gathering around the rope, but it's a British night, but there wasn't a queue. It was just like, a mass of people.
Yeah.
But we'd been there first. Lindsay was pregnant at the time and she was like, she's northern. I'm not giving up my space. And this big Essex guy went, we're all getting on the same flight, love. She went, yeah, and I can get in on it before you, back off.
It's that competition then.
Yeah,
she's on it, isn't she?
Holiday supermarket snack.
I love I kept going to Japan for the 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and when you get all the the egg sandwiches and all the viral things, that's what I kept going to Japan for.
We were in Thailand, filled up the basket with snacks for the room, and it still didn't meet the minimum £5 requirement for a card transaction.
So good, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Crisps are definitely one of them, and always something chocolatey.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Compulsory. First thing on your plate at the buffet, if you're at the buffet.
Chips.
Chips. We're screwed as a culture, aren't we? We are.
Yeah,
we deserve to be a rainy island. We deserve it. Yeah. Holiday drink of choice.
Oh, espresso martini or a strawberry daiquiri.
I loved it's coffee based. I knew we were going to get on. Favourite city break?
Oh, I just went to Krakow and I loved it. I love San Francisco as well.
My cousin got married in Krakow.
Oh, really?
And so I got to look around. And did you go to that big square?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What the hell? It's like it's been made with AI.
Oh,
It's huge.
I loved it. Oh, I love San Francisco as well.
Yeah, hilly. Yeah. Light in or early riser?
Early riser. I'm a morning person. I love to explore. Definitely morning. And that's why I've got my coffee.
It's important when it's a hot country as well though, because you can't really get up at 11 and then head out at 1 p.m. in the blazing sunstroke.
But I feel like you lost your day then, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you get up early, you've got the whole day to explore.
Only exception would be Ibiza, of course.
Oh, do you know, I've never been Ibiza.
You got to go.
Yeah, I need to do more of Europe. I always seem to go far.
The thing is with Ibiza, you get a lot of eye roll in, right, when I say I go there all the time. But it is a country of 3 zones.
Is it?
It has cute family white sand paradise, beautiful hotels. It has dance until your leg falls off, which I visit, and then it's got the old town. It's stunning.
Is it?
The culture there is unreal.
Is it on the list?
I go Ibiza every year. I went twice last year.
Oh, I've never been, so maybe I need to follow suit to you.
My birthday every year, I'm on a dance floor somewhere. August is perfect for Ibiza.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And now the day party. Now you're 30, you will discover the joy if you're going to party of partying by day.
I know, yeah.
You can absolutely have the best party and then be back in time for Stephen Mulhern and catchphrase.
Yeah.
Ultimate bucket list destination. Are we going to even find somewhere you've not been?
I would love to go to Fiji.
You've never been to Fiji?
No, and Tonga. I really want to do all of those. And Hawaii as well. Really want to go around there. But I want to go to Venice. Oh gosh, my list is
You've never been to Venice?
No, I've not done much of Europe.
You have to go to Venice.
Literally. I just seem to go far.
But my tip would be stay a bit longer and see Verona at the same time because you can drive between them easily enough.
Oh, wow.
Verona is stunning.
Is it?
But people land because the Venetian airports are slightly outside Venice and they just go straight to Venice. But see Verona. It will take your head off. It's beautiful.
I need to put that now on my list too.
Yeah, on it goes. It's a big old bucket you're going to need.
Yeah.
So who would be your dream celeb travel companion?
Miriam Margolyes. I find her hilarious. I don't know why. She's got my humour, literally.
She uses all the words we can't use on this.
Yeah, and even how she laughs all the time. And there's a clip of her where she just swears a lot going into a water ride and I watch it and it just makes me laugh. So I think,
I'd love to go on a water ride with Miriam Margolyes. This is going to be tough for you.
Yeah.
We might have to wait about a year while you access your files. Best travel memory.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I thought it might be tough for you.
Yeah, that is a toughie. Madagascar. I remember camping on one of the islands. So Madagascar, you got your whole island, but then you've got islands around and waking up on a beach in a hut there and just... I've never seen somewhere so beautiful.
What's the vibe with Madagascar? Is it nature? Is it safari? Is it beach?
It's nature, both actually, because you've got all the rainforest where you've got the lemurs and the chameleons, but then you've got stunning beaches and beautiful scenery in the sea and coral life and lots of big sheep.
The sheep are amazing. I mean, if I actually saw a sheep in the wild, I'd be so excited. But
I don't know why
coming from the UK, there's just no chance.
What?
Cows. Tell me there are cows. I've heard they go moo. Is that
what are the big fish in the water called?
Sharks. Can I advise you as a swimmer not to muddle up a sheep with it? How did Ellie die? Well, why isn't it buying? Oh, God, my legs have gone.
God. Yeah, well, there was big, beautiful whale sharks and all incredible creatures. And I just, do you know, on Windows desktop, you've got the screensaver with, look like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I woke up. I was sleeping on a beach like that and just woke up to pure paradise.
Oh, well, Ellie Simmonds, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us. Anything to promote? What's up next? I know you've got obviously some sort of exciting documentary you're working on because there's cameras following you around today. So we'll find out about that in due course. Anything else to shout about?
Not really.
That's probably keeping you busy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just having fun. Again, I want to travel more. That's my year
New Zealand,
objective.
the sheep there are amazing.
Oh, yeah. New Zealand, I've
They've
never
got lots
been.
of sheep. You'll love it.
Maybe I'm going to have to go to New Zealand.
That's not a sheep. Get out of the water.
I don't know. I still don't know why I said sheep.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Pack Your Bags with Tui. If it's your first time listening, we have plenty more episodes from season 1 for you to dig into. We've got the likes of First Date's Fred Syriacs, we've got the Guardian food critic Grace Dent, or even Dr. Zoe Williams from This Morning. They're all in season 1. And for those who have been with us all series, thanks for joining us on this journey. It's been a blast. Right, let's go and find some sheep. Search for TUI Accessible Holidays to get the info on everything from airport assistance to accessible rooms. They also have detailed access guides on lots of their hotel info pages, so you can make sure you pick the right one for you.